Welcome back to Mac Music Review. Today we're going to be looking at an album, but before we hop into the review for the album, I just want to say there's going to be some stuff down in the description. If you want to know the channel works, all that good stuff is going to be down in the description. Today I'm going to be reviewing the album Human After All by Daft Punk, and it looks like this. This is Daft Punk's third official major album. It is actually their shortest album released as of yet. It's much shorter than Homework and Discovery. This album is only 45 minutes. It only has 10 tracks, and one of those 10 tracks is not even a full-length song, and that song is, of course, On/Off. It is really just an introduction song and an intro to the song Television Rules the Nation. But this album was released to shock from critics and fans. Some fans didn't even think this album was produced by Daft Punk when it came out. That's at least what I've read before. And critics really did not love this album. A lot of critics really were upset with this album. They disliked it. They thought it wasn't good at all. And so it caused a bit of a stir in the Daft Punk community. Now, the Daft Punk fan base accepted the album more generously, less critically than, of course, the music critic world. But music critics did not fully accept this album, and a lot sort of rejected it. As far as hits go, this album did produce two songs which are pretty popular Daft Punk songs. If you are a Daft Punk fan, if you are a listener of Daft Punk and you've heard their popular songs, you've definitely heard the songs Robot Rock and, man, the name just escaped my brain. It was Robot Rock and Technologic. You've definitely heard those songs. If you are a Daft Punk fan, if you call yourself a Daft Punk fan, you've definitely heard those songs. A casual Daft Punk fan, you've probably heard those songs. They're pretty popular. Millions and millions of views on YouTube. So, you've heard these songs. In case you don't know, you may be wondering, why were critics up in arms about this album? Why were the fans not loving this album as much as their other albums? Well, it's mostly due to the fact that this album is very repetitive. The music, what Daft Punk does in their music, a lot of times, on the surface, it sounds repetitive. But during the repetitivity, the songs evolve and change. And on this album, the songs do evolve and change a little bit, but they also stay the same a lot. A lot of these songs go on, especially like Steam Machine, Technologic doesn't... And when there are changes on this album, they are very small. Most of the time the changes are very small, and the songs don't really feel like they're really evolving and totally shifting into something new. And that is the main reason that people are antagonistic toward the music on this album. But as far as the music on this album is concerned, some of it is very... checking my notes. Some of it is really slow and thoughtful and supposed to be emotional, like Make Love and the song Emotion. And then other songs on this album are really upbeat and energetic, like Prime Time of Your Life, Robot Rock, Television Rules the Nation, Technologic. These are all really upbeat, danceable songs which are meant to be fun. And so some of these songs are slow, but most of them are really upbeat and energetic. Some of them are kind of mid-tempo, like Steam Machine or The Brainwasher, and yeah. As far as lyrics are concerned, I don't really need to talk about the lyrics on this album because it's a Daft Punk record and it doesn't have a lot of lyrics. I'm pretty sure, I think I didn't listen to this album in preparation for this review. I'm just going off what I remember from it and from my all-music review I wrote a long time ago. I'm pretty sure Make Love and Emotion have lyrics, and they're love songs. They're slow, very slow love songs. And then you have Television Rules the Nation just says Television Rules the Nation over and over again. Steam Machine just says Steam Machine over and over again. Prime Time of Your Life just says Prime Time of Your Life over and over again. And Technologic says a bunch of computer words. A bunch of words you'd be familiar with if you were a programmer and you did a lot of stuff on computer. Like zip it, unzip it, program it, fax it, rename it, fax it. That one didn't age as well. But Technologic is a song about computers, about stuff you can do on a computer. It just cycles through these and mixes the order of the words around of these things you can do with a computer, the things you do on a computer. Unlike some music critics, unlike a lot of music critics, I don't think this album is terrible. I don't even think it's bad. I don't even think it's terrible. This album for me is actually kind of fun. It's kind of enjoyable. In truth, the production is definitely not as high quality as it is on their earlier records. It's not as innovative. It's not as evolving, and the music doesn't change. It's not as original or organic. It's just not as high quality. But I would say this album does have pretty fun music. The music, for the most part, is very interesting, is very enjoyable. I think the slow songs, Make Love and Emotion, really do hit the mark. They are slow and they try to be emotional and serious. And I think they really do get the message across very well, and they do work very well. These slow songs really do work as slow songs. I think some of the more upbeat songs are really cool. Robot Rock and Technologic are a lot of fun. Prime Time of Your Life, Television Rules the Nation, I like those as well. In general, this really is... The music on this album is pretty cool. A lot of the music is pretty cool. A lot of this album is really enjoyable, and a lot of it does work very well. It's really repetitive. Most of this album is really repetitive. It's not as... The music doesn't evolve and change like it does on their other records, so not as high quality in general. But I would say the music on this album is more enjoyable, more fun, and in general, more enjoyable to listen to than the music on Homework. And so I actually like this album better than Homework. And yeah, I'm going to give this album a 3.5 out of 5. Human, After All, is not genius music. It's not amazing. It's not super duper mind-blowingly good. But it is enjoyable. It's cool. This is a cool, enjoyable, fun EDM album that I think is better than most EDM music. It is of a higher level of quality, despite the repetitivity, despite how the songs don't change and evolve like they do on Daft Punk's other 2 records that they released before this one. I do think this is a fun, enjoyable, cool record. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it.